My name is Benjamin. I'm 47 years old, and I want to share my experience beyond life that I lived almost 9 years ago. I remember very well that it was July 3rd, 2015, around 11 in the morning. The sun was high in the sky, and a light, cool breeze brushed my face as I pedaled along the path by the river. My bicycle, old but reliable, creaked slightly beneath me, but I didn't mind. That bike ride was my escape from the daily hustle, a moment all for myself. I had decided to take a day off work since I had been working incessantly for over 6 months, 6 days a week. So, in agreement with my boss, that day was all about my rest. The path was serene, immersed in lush nature that radiated an indescribable peace. Birds chirped happily among the trees. I pedaled leisurely, enjoying every moment of that tranquility. Each pedal stroke took me further from work worries and daily life problems. My heart was pounding, but not from exertion. It was the thrill of feeling so free, so alive. Suddenly, everything changed. A deafening noise, the screeching sound of tires on asphalt, and before I could realize it, a car hit me. The impact was devastating. I felt my body lift into the air and then crash to the ground with tremendous force. The pain was unbearable, as if every bone in my body had shattered into 1,000 pieces. My vision darkened, and the world faded away. When I opened my eyes, I found myself in a completely different place. There was no path, no river, no bicycle. I was enveloped in a golden light, warm and comforting. I felt light, free of pain. I didn't understand where I was or what was happening to me. Ahead of me, a figure, wrapped in the same golden light, slowly approached. It was tall, majestic, yet it radiated a sense of peace and serenity. I couldn't make out its features, but I felt a deep connection with that presence. It was as if I already knew it, and it had been waiting for me for a long time. "Welcome, Benjamin," it said in a melodious voice that seemed to resonate within me. "Do not fear. Death does not exist. It is just a lie." Those words confused me. Death does not exist. How could that be? I had felt pain. I had seen my body crash to the ground, yet there, at that moment, everything seemed different. I felt an inner calm I had never experienced before. "Who are you?" I asked, trying to understand. "I am a guide, an ancient soul who has traversed many worlds," the figure replied. "I am here to show you the truth." It took my hand, and in an instant we found ourselves in a wonderful place. It was an enchanted garden, with flowers of unseen colors and trees that seemed to touch the sky. A crystal-clear stream flowed through the center, emanating sweet, relaxing music. "This is the realm between worlds," the figure explained. "Here souls find peace and understanding. The life you know is just a part of a greater journey." We walked along a stone path, and as we advanced, it showed me fragments of past lives. I saw myself in different eras, in distant places. I had been a warrior, a farmer, a musician. Each life had its challenges, its pains, and its joys, but all were connected by an invisible thread. "Every experience taught you something," the figure continued. "Every life is an opportunity to grow and understand the true meaning of existence." I felt overwhelmed by the revelations, but also incredibly grateful. Each fragment I saw made me feel more complete, more whole. Death, as I had always conceived it, was just a transition, a passage to a new beginning. But how can death not exist? I asked. "We have always thought of death as the end of everything, as a darkness without return." The figure looked at me with kindness. "Benjamin, Death is just an illusion, created by the human mind. It is an ancestral fear that keeps us tied to the physical world. In reality, the soul is eternal, and death is just a change of state, a transformation. It led me to a large body of water, clear and calm. "Look here," it said. "This mirror reflects the truth of the universe." I approached the water and saw reflected not only my current image, but also those of my past and future lives. It was like looking at a mosaic in constant motion, where each tile represented an experience, a life, a lesson. "You see," the figure continued, "each life is just a chapter of an infinite book. Death is simply the transition from one chapter to the next. It is not an end, but a beginning. That's why death does not exist as you understand it. It is just a change, a transition." I felt overwhelmed by a sense of wonder and understanding. It was as if a veil had been lifted from my eyes, allowing me to see reality for what it truly was. "So, all the fears we have about death are unfounded?" I asked, still trying to absorb everything I was learning. "Yes, Benjamin," the figure replied with a smile. "The fears of death are created by our ignorance and our inability to see beyond the physical world. Once we understand the truth, these fears vanish, and we realize that life is a continuous flow of experiences and growth." We spent time in that garden, the figure showing me other souls, all engaged in their eternal journey. There was a sense of peace, of harmony, that pervaded everything. Each soul had its own path, its own lessons to learn, but all were united by a common bond, the eternity of existence. In the end, the figure told me it was time to return. "You must return, Benjamin," it said gently. "You still have much to do in the world, you know. Take this truth with you and spread it. Death is an illusion, a shadow that vanishes in the light of knowledge." In the blink of an eye, I found myself back on the path, my body aching but alive. Ambulance sirens were approaching, and I heard the urgent voices of people around me. But inside me was a new awareness, a deep peace that no physical pain could touch. From that day on, my life changed radically. Every moment, every encounter, every little joy and pain took on a new meaning. I knew my mission was to share what I had learned, to help others understand that life is an endless journey and that death is just a door to a new adventure. I realized that the true gift I had received was not just the knowledge of the soul's immortality, but the ability to share this knowledge with others. With each passing day, I felt the weight of fears and anxieties lift, replaced by a sense of wonder and gratitude for the beauty of life's journey. And so, my story continues, in this world and beyond. I hope my words bring light and understanding to anyone who reads them. Death does not exist. It is just a lie. Life, on the other hand, is eternal, and every experience brings us closer to the truth.